Genji 2 is an action game which is based on Japanese history. Being based on history, the stages of the game will also be based on famous battles which actually took place in ancient Japan. So here's this giant enemy crab.
I could just listen to Jeff Kaplan talk for hours, bro.
I found him so, like I must have said he was likable like a dozen times because he just is, especially relative to the other guy. Lex Friedman, like nice enough guy, but it was just so monotone and like almost robotic compared to Jeff and all his passion. That's a passionate dude. Everything is epic.
This is just so epic, and just hearing him talk about games is so cool. And just like he talked about like the games that inspired him, and just like the games he was playing. And also one interesting thing that he brought up was like how it feels like nowadays everyone just plays everything, but back then like you just had like your 1 to 3 games. That's just what you did, like that. That was it. And I thought that was pretty interesting thing to bring up, because I hadn't really thought about that at least in a while. But
no, it definitely is. I mean, how many times have you heard me say I want to find a game that we can all just like hop, like everybody say get on the game, and we all have that game we're playing? And it's just not a thing really anymore. Everybody is funneled into their own little corners of gaming. And you know, now I'm playing Guilty Gear alone, Jacob's doing the roguelikes, you're playing farming sims.
Hey you be nice to my farming sims. All right, I actually just wishlisted another one today. There's one that's coming. It's a horror one, so I'm gonna practice trying to get some horror games. It's not out yet though. It's
Baby
Grave
steps.
Seasons. Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
I want to see that when you play it. I'm interested. Speaking of playing games, that's what we're here to talk about on the Giant Enemy Crab podcast. Woo! Yay, we talk about games and stuff. I like your enthusiasm. It makes me enthusiastic. Just like Jeff, listening to that podcast, I was like, man, I'm ready to go design a game right now. I don't know anything about game design or how to like code. He was getting me hyped for something I've never cared about in my whole life. Like
I loved how he talked about his job. He's like, yeah, my job is basically just like manipulating people into having fun. That's just kind of what I do.
I'm not a psychiatrist, but I do know pseudoscience, and that was a really good episode. I think you might even like listening to it, Mr. Strider. Speaking of, we're joined by the wonderful Mr. Strider.
Hello.
And the wonderful Mr. KylarEmiya.
Hello.
I'm your co-host Fliz, and I basically fill the dead spaces, or at least I try to. While these guys talk about serious gaming matters.
I think you do a great job.
Yeah. Well, speaking of serious gaming matters, we're going to be putting out another episode. If you haven't heard it, it's in like Jeff Kaplan, creator of Overwatch, did I don't know, not solo creator, obviously, but he came back after missing in action for so many years, and he did a 5-hour podcast where he just talked about everything. If you don't got 5 hours, go listen to our previous episode. I kind of break down all the important stuff. Still, there was a lot of information there, so that's an hour-long episode. So, I think it's, no matter what field you're in, it's inspiring. This sounds so hokey. It's inspiring to listen to somebody who is a success, who is still that passionate and humble about what he loves to do. Like, it didn't feel corporate. It didn't feel problematic in any way. It just felt like a good guy doing what he loves and succeeding at it and telling everybody they should do the same. Like, I don't know. It felt so wholesome.
It is.
But we're not doing that today. We are doing, well, I don't know. What do you guys want to talk about first? There's a lot of things on the docket.
I guess I can go first. I really don't want to like hammer into this too much because people have been talking about it, and it's been very polarizing discussion. But Marathon came out last week, and everyone has been obsessing about the player count for that game, like a lot, because Marathon came out, which is Bungie's new extraction shooter game. You know, big, huge AAA release. Slay the Spire 2 also came out the same day, and Marathon got absolutely whooped by Slay the Spire 2. Like, it wasn't even close. The player numbers as of like right now, as we're recording, are 52,000 players, and I think they're estimating that the amount of people that have bought the game is like around 600,000 to maybe 1 million copies have been sold, which isn't super great, because the thing about this is the player numbers don't like really matter from like a player perspective, because like 50,000 people is like enough to let the game survive. Like you're not gonna
like have dead lobbies and stuff.
Oh,
You know,
yeah,
you can
not
play.
even-
It's not like Highguard where within a week it was down sub 1,000.
Yeah, it's not even close to that. Like those are perfectly healthy numbers for a game like this to survive and do well. The problem is the sales on what they are, and also what Sony is going to think about them, and poor Bungie and what's going to happen to them. Because like to put it in perspective, like when Destiny 2 came out, Destiny 2 sold quite a bit of copies. I think it was at like 1.5 million, like not bad for Destiny 2, but it was much lower than Destiny's 1's like 4+ million, and it was low enough where Activision just said, yeah, we can not be partners anymore. Like they let Bungie go because they weren't having enough sales at like $1.5 million or 1.5 million sales. And that was in the first week too. So with Sony and how they're closing so many studios down, and their eyes probably being on Bungie and their next big release, because they've had a lot of time to work on this, and also they've had a lot of scandals with it too, all the stolen art and
no.
yeah. So getting beat out by Slay the Spire 2, which we'll also talk about, I think, later. By like I think the peak player count was like over 4 times as many. Like it wasn't even close. It's not looking good for Bungie. I'm very scared for them.
I feel like these numbers shouldn't be that. I mean, one, it's a paid extraction shooter, which there's a glut of at the moment. It's been mired in, we'll say scandals for lack of a better term. And it's a new IP compared to Slay the Spire, which is universally loved. Like nobody wasn't going to get Slay the Spire.
Marathon's not new. It's just very, it's not widely recognized at all.
It might, I mean, they're not writing off the Marathon title. They're writing off the fact it's Bungie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, it's not, okay. So yeah, you're right. It's not a new IP, but it's not like I think before you told me this was like a sequel or another, and I didn't even know there was old Marathons.
Oh yeah. Yep. There's a couple of them.
Never heard of them at all. I don't even know what kind of games they are. So
I'm pretty sure that Bungie made them too.
I'll have to look into it because I know nothing about these games. That being said, did you buy it, or do you know anybody that did?
I didn't buy it just because extraction shooters are not my thing. We've been over this. I've tried them, and yeah, no, they're just not for me. Because the sad part is, like, the reviews are good. Like, people like the game. Like, no one's saying that the game is bad or like poor. Like, people seem to really enjoy it. Like the reviews on Steam right now are 90% positive, very positive, out of 17,000 reviews. And I haven't heard anyone like saying bad things about it beyond like the complaints that it is an extraction shooter, which are just like the generic complaints that you get. Like this review right here, copied Arc Raiders refunded. So go ahead.
That's just what's crazy is like, I mean, another point to me is that you're putting out an extraction shooter when one of the hugest games in the world right now is a really well done extraction shooter. You know what I'm saying? Like Arc Raiders is not really going anywhere at the moment. It's it's everywhere.
Yeah. So it just seems like they're a victim of just like the time. Like they just released it at the wrong time.
Yeah. I think it is. But how long can you hang on to this and wait for another scandal?
They actually did put the person that they stole. Oh well, allegedly stole or somehow ended up in the game. All that artwork, they're in the credits now, so they must have like paid them to let them use their artwork still. I wonder how much in total was actually like in the game from them. I'm curious.
I'm gonna do a little research and you can continue.
I mean, that's pretty much it though. Like the game itself is just like doing fine. People are just talking about it, having fun with it. There was like an update where they updated like the range that you could hear sounds from and like how loud, which people are really mad about because they overdid it way too much and you can just hear everything. But ultimately the game ecosystem itself seems to be very healthy and very good. I just don't know, because the way that I understand how this is going to play out is at a certain point there's going to be a wipe where they just wipe everyone's progress and everyone starts with a fresh start again. And then I think you get like something to kind of bring with you into the next season. I don't know how that's going to go. That sounds like kind of iffy. Oh no, what is this?
This is the result of the marathon. They told the marathon artist who got stolen from tweeted out nothing but the simple sentence of the marathon art issue has been resolved with Bungie and Sony Interactive Entertainment to my satisfaction. And then everybody's just posting, look at all the money you must have got gifts. So I'm sure that's what happened. They just got paid.
For him. I'm happy
Good
for
for
him.
them. Yeah. I'd be
the happy ending.
Artists get screwed all the time, especially with all the AI influx. It's nice to see somebody get their comeuppance. No, not their comeuppance. Their just desserts. No, that's bad too. They get what they deserve in a good way.
They get what they deserve. But no, that's what makes like this like not tragic, but just sad to see. Is like the game is good. Like all those like the whole art thing they did right by the artist. So like whatever happened, they did it. They handled it correctly from what it sounds like. And the game finally comes out, and it's just you just become worried that it's not good enough for Sony, and I'm worried about what's going to happen now to Bungie. So
yeah, we've previously known that Sony makes all of its money off of basically what Final Fantasy 14 transactions, microtransactions. Like that's where all their money comes from, or at least the largest chunk of it. So they are ready and willing to cut games if they do not. Like they're not worried about it. They'll just get rid of that and still, thrive off Final Fantasy. They don't care.
Yeah, they say you're doing something else now. You're not Bungie anymore. You're Sony 7. That's the name
you're
of your
making
studio.
chocobo skins.
You're not the chocobo skins. Oh no. Oh. So yeah, I'm hoping things change. May just gotta wait for some big update or something, and may hear more. But yeah, so far it's a very awkward feeling in the Discord when like everyone seems like they're having fun, and then there's that one guy that's just like, is this game like gonna live? Because I'm looking at the player numbers and it doesn't look very good, and it's just unfortunate.
It is. You ever think about like our podcast has survived longer than a lot of the games we've covered?
Yeah, that's true. It has outlived a couple. Poor Concord.
We're doing it. We're gonna be grandfathered in. All right, cool. What else you got?
The Yakuza creator recently debuted or showed off like a new game they're making, which was Gang of Dragon. If you remember that from the Game Awards.
It's got the actor that's like a real actor in it, right? That I've seen him in some martial arts movies. The fat guy.
Yeah. That's the game.
He's a good actor, but yeah, that's who I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's the game. They might be screwed because
no.
Yeah, Nagoshi Studio is the name of the studio that's making it. Headed by the former Yakuza producer, and it apparently had all of its funding cut. And the people that were funding them was Tencent. Tencent Games was their moneymaker. Or excuse me, not Tencent. NetEase Games.
Okay.
Because NetEase has been trying to like pull back and like really focus on like the home studios that they've been trying to do. So they are now kind of, left left with like no idea what to do. Because the other issue that they're having as well is that they said that they would be allowed to take everything that they've made and continue on independently from NetEase, but they need to pay up front to do it. They need to pay the money. So they're like, this is probably going to fail because what do you even do? You probably have no money to actually like continue this game, and you have to pay NetEase as well to even like get the rights for everything that you've already worked on, which they're probably not going to lowball it. I would imagine it's probably going to be a pretty penny. And the reason this happened is because they apparently had to tell NetEase that it would cost about another $44 million for them to finish the game from where it's already at. So wherever they value that currently is probably what they're going to charge to take all those assets back to continue production independently. So I think that the game is probably not going to happen. I don't know. They haven't said anything officially, but it's I don't have high hopes for it. That's for sure.
You know, it's tough because it's like a super, I'm not going to say super, I think it's more predictable to know what that game will earn versus, you know, some magic hit, and compare that to the extra 44 million. Cause you know how much Yakuza copies are going to usually sell. Like it's just such a long running series.
Oh yeah.
So you kind of have it's very easy for a larger company to compare its cost to what it's going to profit off of its product.
Yeah.
In this situation.
Yeah. 44 million.
So they might be making the right one.
That's a lot of money. I wonder how much they've already spent trying to make this game, because the game like visually looks really good.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that's another unfortunate thing. Man, I got a little bit sad news. Why is so much sad news all the time?
Because people only click on extremes, and it's easier to find sad and bad stuff. How many YouTube videos are exposing so and so? It's never like Pirate Software does some pretty cool stuff. Like, that's not what YouTube is. That's not what people click on.
Yeah.
I thought
other
about
stuff?
it. We should make a short of all the good things Pirate Software did, just to counterbalance
there's a
the
lot.
karma. That's what I'm saying. We should do it. Maybe we'll put one out later this week.
Other news, Capcom Cup is currently going on, and they are still doing the pay-per-view thing. What are you guys' thoughts on pay-per-view for Capcom Cup?
It's like significantly cheaper this time, isn't it?
Yeah, they lowered the cost a lot. I think they cut it by like a fourth.
They did, but I actually was reading, I wish I'd saved the article, that apparently there's all kinds of service fees on top of the cheaper cost, so it doesn't actually cost any less. I could be wrong. I'll have to check it out.
Oh, really? I didn't hear that.
Yeah, I saw some. Just in passing, because I didn't know we were going to talk about it in the future or not. But yeah, apparently, I'll look for it. But I'm not paying for it. I don't want to watch Street Fighter.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a weird decision to even do this, because like it's just very antithetical to like the whole reason so many other games like do these tournaments and why. I'm very curious what the repercussions of this, if any, are going to be. How much is it? I think it's like $10 or $15 if you wanted to watch it. It's only for the finals. Like I think only the finals are what costs money, or the top 8 or something. So you can still watch like what leading up to it for free. And if you just want to know who wins, you know, I guess if you just want to know that, they're definitely going to announce it. That's going to be a thing.
I mean, you didn't hear it from us, but there's definitely going to be Twitch streams and TikTok lives being broadcast of what's going on, hypothetically, in Minecraft.
In Minecraft? No way.
Yeah,
I built this
real.
computer
This
Minecraft to hack the Capcom Cup stream and get past the pay-per-view. Here's how the redstone works.
Apparently, like this isn't really that big of a deal to the Japanese Street Fighter community. Like this is pretty par for the course.
It's normal. Yeah, this is what it usually is over there. This is a Western kind of problem, really. Which, you know, it depends on whether you wanted to view it that way. It's just to disrupt like a already pre-existing ecosystem is kind of like well, you just cause friction, really, especially because the fighting game community is very, you know, it's not very huge. So when you do something like this, everyone knows about it. Like everyone is aware of what happened, and has very similar thoughts to it. I saw.
Yeah, I can
Go ahead.
go for it. Oh, I keep spending time in like the fighting game subreddits, and I am so sick of the doom. It's constant doom for everything. And then cope. It's doom and cope and doom and cope and doom and cope. And it's like, fuck, just play the game. Shut up. Things were better when I didn't know how many players were active. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
you don't need to know all that shit. It's like, okay, I know I might have talked to this with Strider a long while back, but have you ever played a game and you are playing it and about halfway through or at some point, you don't know if you're really enjoying it. So you go check out the reviews and the reviews are terrible. This is before Steam, or, you know, this is before you'd see Steam reviews or anything. And the reviews are terrible, or they pinpoint some like thing that you didn't really notice that's really bringing the game down. And then for the rest of the time you're playing the game, you're like, oh, all right, this is terrible. You're like, I don't want to play. Like it infects you when you hear these things, and you'd almost be better off oblivious and not quite knowing what's going on and still enjoying the rest of the game. But now you're just kind of stuck in, well, this game mode, you know. I don't know, maybe that's just me.
That that doesn't really happen for me. The only time I ever look up like reviews or what people think of a game is usually if I'm like having a really bad time, and that's just because like I feel like I'm missing something. Like, is it just me, or do other people think this? Am I missing something? Is there some mechanic that I'm not understanding? That's really the only time. And then the other time is if I'm thinking about buying a game. If I'm thinking of buying a game and the reviews are just like terrible, I just don't buy it. That's something I do just through Steam. I didn't used to do that when I bought like physical games.
Okay. I didn't have anything else from that. You can keep going.
Oh yeah. So I watched a video of Sajam who's talking about this. If you don't know who that is a very, very well-known fighting game community streamer and player, caster, and he does all the fighting game things. And one thing he brought up that I didn't think about, and this is something that you can get just from knowing like how everything works so well, you can kind of get these insights, is he was saying one reason why this makes things so difficult and makes people angry is because how the contenders for these cups happen is through like locally held and run events. So what you have now is you have the reason why the Capcom Cup was able to get these players and find them and get them here to do the Capcom Cup is through a bunch of other people doing all the work, sending you all these players so you can host your show, and then you charge money for all these other like separate fighting game community held events doing most of the work for you. And that's why it feels so terrible for a lot of like the background people that are part of the fighting game community, which was an interesting viewpoint. I didn't even think about that, but it is something that I just kind of wanted to bring up. If you guys had any thoughts about it.
I mean, I don't know how it compares. Like the talk about fighting games has me comparing it to like real sports, like, you know, in the Olympics, right? Do the Olympics care where your ice hockey or your ice skating champion spent all their money learning how to ice skate? You know what I'm saying?
I think that's a thing.
Do they? I don't know. I don't know enough about the Olympics, so that's a bad analogy.
I mean, one of the most important things is like where the person is from.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you always get titles like local legend or something that tie back to the area.
Yeah, I wonder if Capcom's gonna do this again though with next year's Capcom Cup.
Seeing how little they cared, like everybody on this side of the ocean said no, and they said, "I'm sorry, we can't hear you over there. We're just gonna keep going." They
Not
didn't
really.
seem to give really. It seemed like they just went ahead and did whatever they wanted.
No, I don't. I disagree. Just because, like, what they, the response that they eventually gave was, they cut the price down, at least the initial price. I didn't know about this whole service fee thing. But they also like released skins too, for you to buy, which apparently was the dev team going, oh no, everyone's very mad. Offer these skins with the pay-per-view thing to at least like incentivize buying it or something, because originally it was just going to be you have to pay money to watch it, and it's going to be like I think it was like $30 or $40 is how much it was.
Oh wow. Yeah, okay. That checks out.
Yeah, so and if you watch the video, because they released a video talking about it, they were very respectful. And it felt like they knew that they had fucked something up. And there was definitely a disconnect between the actual game devs and the team that actually runs like the esports, because it's always like a separate thing. They don't really communicate very much typically. They just kind of do their own thing. And they even made it so you could still watch like the finals in game. Like you can actually go in the battle hub and you can see the finals happening. There's no casting, but you could actually watch the matches too. It's just very limited because they only have so much throughput for actually being able to do that. I was going
to say that there's only so many battle hubs, like 100,000 active seats or something.
Yeah. So
something too small to really make that a bigger scale.
But they definitely like implemented that like as quick as they could. And it was very obvious that this is like a band-aid, like, oh no, we have to do something here. So that's for the Capcom. And next week we have the Arc World Tour.
What is that? I don't really know what it is. Is it advertisement? Is it a tournament? What is it?
Yeah, it's the Arc World Tour Finals. It's like a tournament. So they're gonna have Guilty Gear Strive, which I know is the one that you care for, but also some of their other games too, like Grand Blue Fantasy Versus and Under Night and Birth 2. Importantly, they're also gonna have a new demo for Marvel Tokon happening next weekend as well. So that's going to be super hype. And we're going to have more news about Guilty Gear Strive 2.0. And I think they're going to announce the next character, which I'm pretty sure is going to be RoboKai.
You're going to say RoboCop.
No, not RoboCop.
Stop resisting.
I mean, RoboKai is similar, right?
I don't know. I don't know too much about the Guilty Gear lore. I do know that there's something that I never thought I wasn't very hyped for 2.0. And then every time I played Guilty Gear lately, since they implemented the rank system, I thought I hated the lobbies and like the stages and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. But now that I don't have to interact with it, the game feels so lonely. Like I don't talk to my opponent. I don't rematch with them. I can't find them to try and rematch. I don't do sets unless I'm, I've done sets a couple times in the park, but it's never led to anything. Like you just click this go and then you fight and then you're done. And
I'm so lonely.
I didn't think it would. I thought it was what I wanted, and it's not really.
I'm surprised there wasn't an option for just the rooms for every rank. I'm surprised they didn't keep that, but
I don't know what they're doing with that 3v3 mode, and then still having like the floor system and ranked.
The 3v3 mode was wild. I did not enjoy that.
No, even then it still kind of felt solo because everybody was just like, you play Potemkin and we'll just not play. It's like, okay.
No, I got in there. I was doing stuff. I just did terribly.
It wasn't designed to have everybody play though, which is kind of weird.
Yeah. I guess last thing, Valve's getting sued again. Hooray.
Ooh, what'd they do this time that's so terrible and everybody hates, except not because everybody loves Valve?
The same thing they always do: illegal gambling to children.
That's a risk I'm willing to take.
Yeah, they're being sued by the New York Attorney General, saying that quote, serious concerns with the alterations in the NYAG claims are necessary to make our games as Valve's response to being accused of illegally promoting gambling to children. This is because their games like Counter-Strike 2 and Team Fortress 2 and such has ways that you can trade like some of the digital assets and virtual assets you can earn to other people, and people use this to make a lot of money. Essentially, I honestly don't know how the system works. I know you watched a video a while back about how Counter-Strike 2.
It was something like the idea I don't even want to because I don't remember enough about it, but they were somehow able to use the money that they'd earned and turn it into like Steam bucks and purchase Steam decks. And I didn't see how it actually turned into real money, but you could buy things with it apparently. It's just not great. I mean, but there is a whole underground CS:GO gambling thing.
I mean, it's you just sell your stuff for money.
Yeah.
Like you just sell, you say I have this skin and you put it on like eBay and they buy it off of there.
It's all through Steam.
So you can just do it through Steam. It's the same way like trading cards earn you money. It's just objects you can trade or sell on the trade on the market. Steam just takes a cut of it.
Yep. Because they're basically, this is like the loot box fiasco again, where they're saying loot boxes are illegal gambling for children. Like you shouldn't be doing this. And Valve like just responded. They had a very thorough response, a very thorough public response, where they basically equated it to like, well, that's how baseball cards work. That's how Pokemon cards work. Magic the Gathering, all this other stuff. It's exactly the same thing. There's no difference. And then they started quoting all the other stuff of how they've been trying to fight against like gambling and fraud and theft and all the different like technical things that they've done to help deter that and also enforce that they do not abide by it and do not support it whatsoever. Strider, I think you were talking about that there's people discussing that this is them trying to kind of walk in, like open the door to do more stuff legally against video games, right?
Yeah, it's literally, if you check the statement from Steam, they even mentioned it, where they said that in addition, although this case is about mystery boxes, we feel the need to address comments made by the New York Attorney General about games, real-world violence, and children. Those extraneous comments are a distraction and a mischaracterization we've all heard before. Numerous studies throughout the years have concluded there is no link between media, in parentheses, movie, TV, books, comics, music, and games, and real-world violence. Indeed, many studies highlight the beneficial impact of games to users. Quote, word for word from their response. Because there was talks about how after this, the New York Attorney General has said that after they go for loot boxes, they wanted to go after violent video games on Steam.
Yeah, so this is pretty much just all them trying to eventually further that.
Because the other thing is that when they did this, they also said that they also, I'll just read from what Steam said, where the New York Attorney General also proposed to gather additional information beyond what we normally collect in the course of processing payments about each user on the off chance someone in New York was anonymizing their location to appear outside of New York, such as by a VPN. This would have involved implementing invasive technologies for every user worldwide. Because basically they wanted Steam to gather them more information so that people about their users, like to make sure that if people were actually in New York, they weren't, circumventing taxes in some way through
through like a VPN or something.
Through VPN, because it's also, I believe, a thing, right, where New York has, where if, I'm not sure which other states also have it, where if you buy something and come back, you have to pay taxes on that again. And I believe they were trying to get people to pay for this, for buying if like you bought it outside and then moved to New York or whatever.
Oh, yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, because the other thing is that because of this whole thing, they also wanted Valve to give all of the money back. like to give the billions back in their statement.
That's yeah. I don't know what the New York Attorney General was smoking like that. This is such a crazy allegation. And I remember when I first read it, I thought that they were suing because like the games that Valve sells has loot boxes. But it's to target like Valve specifically is I just thought it was like very, very strange. It just feels like they're doing it because that they are like the largest store. And that's pretty much like it. Like there's so many other games that have loot boxes that New York doesn't seem to have a problem with, I guess. But
yeah, no, because one of the big things they point out in theirs is the fact, they mention it being to protect children, even though CS:GO is a adult rated game for adults. But the other thing is that in their statement, like one of the things they bring up is the fact that it does the like the slide thing is an important thing they bring up in their article where they were talking about it, where when you open a loot box, it spins it in front of you and you have the near misses. Like, and it's showing examples like that. It facilitates like very similar things to get, like casinos do, but it's not being regulated by a casino. I mean, I know. Valve says like it's just like trading cards. I mean, there's a few things. One, we should probably also regulate the fucking trading card market because it's on fire at all times.
Yeah,
from scalpers. The second thing is that the big difference between trading cards and this is that like you have a physical object that you own, and a ban doesn't remove you from it, because a ban on your Steam account would mean you lost that value.
Yeah, I guess that is true.
So it's like the whole like like you could argue that it doesn't hold intrinsic value in that regard.
That feels like such a slippery slope too, just because like
absolutely
we really need to, man, like the laws regarding virtual ownership of everything is so like it's so
you don't
bad.
own anything.
Yeah,
this is the general.
It's just terrible. Yeah, so from what I've seen, Valve is pretty much like they've made this public statement, and they're pretty much saying that they're just going to wait to see what the court decides. I don't know of any like actual court date or when this is expected to be resolved, because it's very recent. I'm pretty sure this happened fairly recently, so we'll just have to wait and see. But other than that, that's my news.
I'll hold up 1 sec.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm trying to check something. So there's one thing that, as far as I'm aware, I'm not even. I don't exactly know what Steam is trying to say here, because they say, and we forbid any gambling related business to participate or sponsor tournaments for our games, is one of their statements. But I think that they've allowed people who host these gambling sites to host tournaments in their name before, unless I'm mistaken.
I couldn't tell you.
I don't know anything
because I think also I would not be surprised if those CS tournaments also have those gambling sponsors. But I'm also money on like where the line is drawn up for official Valve tournament.
I guess the question is really whether they did it knowingly, but that's always hard to prove, especially because now we know like how small of a company Valve actually is, which is still really weird to think about.
Yeah, no, that's the end of my information on it.
Alrighty. What else do we got?
And did we want to talk about Slay the Spire too? The big new game release.
I mean, we're absolutely welcome to. I was thinking about it, and I'm sure you have much more to say than I do, because it's great. But in my opinion, it's like the lightest butt in the world. I'm not getting anything out of it that I didn't out of Slay the Spire 1, and that's perfectly fine. The multiplayer is kind of cool. Actually, that's the first negative I have about Slay. It's the only negative I have, because the game is actually, I mean, it's if you there's okay, how do I say this? If you haven't played Slay the Spire 1, like there's not really any reason to play Slay the Spire 2. Like just play the first one. It's the same game with different cards, kind of. The second one, which, just came out and everybody's playing, it's just more of the same. It's kind of that Hollow Knight problem. Not problem, but, the same vibe I'm getting. Except this one has multiplayer, which I enjoyed up until one of us gets an infinite. And then I just kind of got up and left. Like, there wasn't anything left for me to do when somebody else had an infinite combo and they could just win the rest of the game. So aside from that, I really enjoyed it. How are you feeling about it lately?
I'm enjoying it. The infinites are a general consensus that they're too easy to do, especially the infinite that you experienced, because it's literally just getting your deck down while having 2 cards specifically that aren't rare. It's you just need to be able to draw them and then have something to spend them on, so a 3rd card. Multiplayer is a big thing. There's a lot more variety in terms of how builds work. There's a lot of different ways to interact, and even do multiple archetypes at the same time, I guess is the way to say it, like an autoplay build. Most of the cards, there's been a rebalancing. The Ancients are a really good feature. They're definitely one of my favorite improvements from 1 to 2, where you make your decision on your boss reward after you've seen the next act and have planned out what you can do with it, instead of having to blindly guess and then seeing what shows up next. The Ancients are also just more interesting because they have more unique and interesting relics that are relic and relic adjacent effects that are build defining. Like one that I'm still waiting for is, one of them is you add clone to a card, which means at a campsite you can duplicate every copy of a clone card you have, and you can do this at each campfire.
Cool. There's a lot of stuff I still don't know. I've only done, I don't know, probably half a dozen runs, not even. I mean, because the runs are pretty long when you're still I'm still trying to read what everything does, so every run is like 30 plus minutes.
The other thing, there's a lot in there already, even though it's only early access. Like, it very much feels mostly complete. Like, the big things that need to be added are Act 4 and finishing up all the art and replacing the placeholder art with it. Although the placeholder art's been very good.
I like the placeholder art. It's very I mean, it's obviously amateur, but it's done it might as well be like MS Paint stuff. It's great that it's included in the game. It reminds me of when we played Super Vibe, which is dead now too. And the sounds for it were just the devs just yelling the words. I thought that was pretty good. It adds a level of charm that I think is nice.
Or the new character being just like a blank model. Like the really shitty gunner guy, just like some polygon.
Yep.
Yeah, that was great.
Only some of the negatives right now is encounter design is a little scuffed right now. They need to fine tune a bunch of stuff, which is what we're here for. Because there's a few encounters that definitely feel like they should be elites, and then there's like 1 or 2 elites that feel like they should just be a normal encounter.
Okay. I noticed I was feeling kind of the same way, where the elites weren't the threat. It was the regular encounters for the most part. Not for the most part, but I wasn't as afraid to fight the elites in this one as I was in the first one.
There's a few of them I'm really afraid, like getting the 4 eels early is a nightmare every time, especially multiplayer.
Oh.
Because they get both more health and more block the first time they get hit a turn. So it takes unless you are focusing them down or have multiple AoE, like high damage AoEs, it's a very big pain to get through them fast enough before they scale and kill you, because most fights in this game scaled in some regard, whether that's strength or debuffing you.
I noticed that the base cost for this game is the same for the first one. So would you recommend someone buy the first one because it's done, or just buy Slay the Spire 2?
I mean, if you're looking for multiplayer, absolutely buy the second one. That's a big draw.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Because the multiplayer's been a ton of fun. Because the other thing is that there are multiplayer exclusive cards that only work in multiplayer and only show up. And there's both like generic colorless cards, which any character can pick up, and then there's also unique cards to each character that are multiplayer only as well.
Oh, gotcha. How many characters are there in 2?
5. Five of us at this moment. There's the Ironclad, the Silent, and the Defect for 1, and then the new characters, the Regent and the Necrobinder.
Where's a little skeleton guy? I like a little skeleton guy. All right, well, cool.
Another plus for the game is that I think the events are better than ones. They're more interesting and they do more interesting things. Also, the new card enchant system is really cool, where you can add modifiers to your cards. Whether that's just something as simple as increasing the amount of stats or damage it does, or like replaying itself when you play it the first time in a combat. But that's most of the noteworthy things I can think of off the top of my head about Slay the Spire 2.
Yeah, I mean, I got no, like, there's no reason not to get it if you played Slay the Spire 1 and liked it. There's no reason to skip, like, even in early access, like, it's totally fine. It's worth it.
It's like Slay the Spire 1, but again, a 2 if you would.
Oh yeah, it's 25. It's not even like not even close to a full price game. Yeah, totally worth. If you like, what's it called? I didn't know the price because Strider here was nice. I got it for him for his birthday, and then he said, "Wait, it's multiplayer," and so he passed it back. I was like, "Well, all right, let's do it." I didn't realize it was. I didn't look at the price, so I just ruined my own thing. I should know how much it is because I bought it once. I'm tired. Continue. It's a good game. Play it if you want.
Like I said,
He's done.
Say more. Do more things.
Yeah. What else you got? Big yes on Slay the Spire from both of us.
Big two things were Slay the Spire 2 and then the lawsuit. I couldn't think of the word. Those are my big things.
Okay. Where are we at? Well, we can have an early episode. I like, okay, we did watch the Real Game Awards, but
It's not worth it.
It's not even I can't believe it was so much worse than the first. Like, that money was donated. I couldn't tell you where it went, and I'm not throwing accusations out there,
I know
but
where it went.
that, like, I guess to explain, last year, all the chud gamers, the ones who hate woke games, they made their own award show because they hate Jeff Keighley's award show so much. And last year they did it, and it was all like best jiggle physics, just the dumbest, like, regressive categories and jokes, and like, just so unnecessary. Definitely fit with the times though. And so they said, we're coming back next year and we're doing it bigger. The first one was awful, by the way, except it was weird that they even had like AVGN as one of the hosts and some more famous people. This time they came back and it opened with like a fully AI song and AI generated anime scene. And they kept touting, I couldn't get over because they kept touting it's going to be live from Dave and Buster's, and they couldn't even do that properly. It was just a bunch of headshots of Twitch streamers, VTubers, talking about stupid ass game. Like, oh my God, it's going to give me like high blood pressure. That shit is bad.
It was not good.
What you mean all the games that were eligible from last year, from January 1st to December 31st, and then you had best 360 game, which had the wrong art for Modern Warfare 2, which was really funny.
Well, didn't Stellar Blade win another award, even though that came out? Like, did they do a remaster or something?
Stellar Blade released on PC is the big thing that.
So it wasn't a new game, it was just a release on a separate platform?
Yeah.
Oh my God, everything is wrong. I felt like we watched it and we all hopped off right after, and I felt bad because I was getting like actually kind of mad watching it, and I feel like I might have said some things that were possibly upsetting or less than politically correct, but I was just like fuming while watching. It's so bad. The comments aren't treating it nicely either. It's
No
like
one
I
liked
could make
that.
this. Nobody liked that. Like, I don't know how these folks have an audience. It drives me insane.
To quote one of the comments, somehow they put even less effort into it.
Like, I got mad that one joke got some of us. Like that upset me more than anything. Like the potential to have some kind of useful humor is there, and instead you do like best jiggle physics on a VTuber. Oh my god, you're over 40, my guy. Like
You're combining
this is
two
not
awards.
it.
You're combining 2 awards on that one. I'm gonna be real.
Does it matter?
Kind of.
No.
I mean, if you're gonna, being more correct just means you're more right.
No, it doesn't matter. Nothing from that award show mattered.
I mean,
if you
it
wanna check
mattered
out
to
for
you, at least
yourself.
in this. If we're getting
it
this
doesn't.
heated about it, it mattered to us.
And maybe that's why I'm so mad, because it's like I shouldn't let it affect me as much as it does, but it's just so terrible. It's legit the idea of watching a car crash happen for 35 minutes.
Hey, but
Like,
four
it's
and a
terrible.
half of those minutes were a Halo song. So
Yeah, okay, 30. The lady playing piano was good at playing piano, but I don't know why it was there. That went on forever. I couldn't. I
Why-
was shocked at how long it took me to skip it.
I don't understand why the one musical production they had was for the Xbox 360 Game of the Year. Like, what is that? Why?
Because they probably know they got Marty to come on the show. So of course they're gonna milk that for all it's worth by having an entire section dedicated to something Halo 3 would win.
Like, I'm sorry.
It's-
Like nothing against Marty McDonald, is that, or Marty O'Donnell? But like the unfortunate thing is, like, most people do not know who he is. You know what I mean?
They know
Like,
his stuff way more than him.
Yeah, that's just how that works. It's just, oh my god, I don't even want to get into it.
No, it's actually good because he doesn't have like a social platform to get ruined by being affiliated with this. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, he probably had no idea what this was
yeah.
behind. Like
Or
I said, these folks
we
are
forgot about
total.
it.
This is about what?
About the trailer they played. I forgot about that.
For the game that so last year they did a trailer for a game. The game dev had no idea, got on Twitter and was like, yo, what the y'all are terrible. I want nothing to do with you. Please take this down. Yeah, like, and then people were getting mad at the dev saying, well, you got free publicity. It's like, it's about being associated with like bigots. You know what I'm saying? And then they did the same thing again this year. They they used somebody's trailer without permission. I think they didn't find out until the middle of the night, and people were blowing up their Twitter being like, did you agree to this? They posted like 3 a.m. or something, right?
Well, whenever time, like the dev had literally just woken up like in the middle of the night or something. He's
No.
like, I don't know what this is.
Not only was it last year's, it was the same game last year. They've
No
had
way.
that happen to him twice. I was like, wait a minute. So I pulled up the last year's. Yeah, no, Sulaco this has happened to them twice.
That's right. That's why that name sounded familiar.
I was
It's-
like, I didn't put it together until
It's funny. I mean, the one I was talking about was a different game that they did, if I remember correctly, right? They had a whole different. Was it Nightmare Cart? I think it was it.
No, they
No.
did. I know they did Sulaco last year as well. I don't know if there was another game they also did during the presentation.
I'm pretty sure they did it to 2 devs. Because if this person would know by now, like, what was going on, like, they wouldn't act surprised.
That's no, that's why he said that after the trailer.
Oh yeah. Which sucks because it's like we're I'm okay with trolling, right? Like you can do trolling. I'm not okay with all trolling. Like you can troll in an intelligent way that like I've seen it many times before. Look at like Kit Boga. He's trolling the hell out of people every time he's live, and that's totally fine and great. This is like the lowest the lowest level, like the most baseline laziest troll thing. Like you can't say we're doing a thing because the real game awards suck and then put out this level of incompetence. That's just why it so I can't talk about it anymore. It makes me so upset. I hate everything about this thing that I don't even like listen to. So yeah, that happened. We watched that again. I kind of like hate watching it though. Gets my blood boiling. Anyway, I guess that's all we got. You got anything else?
The last little thing I'll bring up because I saw I was reading it well. Apparently the PEGI age ratings are gonna get an update in June related to mostly online stuff because there's gonna be 4 new criteria that are added. Criteria 1 is in-app purchases. If there's time limited stuff that you could buy, like a battle pass, it will get a PEGI 12 rating. If there's an option to disable that from like a parent can disable the purchasing ability in someone's account, it's going to get a PEGI 7 rating. If it's in a mobile game and it's related to NFTs, it gets a PEGI 18 rating, and that's for the criteria 1 of in-app purchases. Criteria 2 is random items, so loot boxes. If it sells loot boxes, it's going to be PEGI 16. And it goes up to PEGI 18 if it's a social casino game. Mostly a mobile thing, according to this article. And there's a chance that in the future they will allow something with mitigating circumstances for in-app purchases.
Oh,
so
no.
so like if you can disable like parent controls, it might go down to PEGI 12. Criteria.
That's interesting. Sorry, go ahead.
Criteria 3 is play by appointment.
What is that?
So according to this, it's what Peggy's trying to capture here is when parents tell their kid, according to their words, when kids tell their parents, I have to play this today because I want to continue my streak, or there's a daily quest that I have to play.
Oh, like, okay. Attendance chains and such.
Yep. So
okay.
PEGI 7 is what they're going to have for it. And then if it's related to the battle pass, it'll be PEGI 12. And then PEGI 12 can also be given to games that punish you if you don't return in a certain amount of time. So if you lost content or status from not playing. Which I wonder if that would include ranking systems in that case.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, because a lot of ranking systems have, when you get high enough, like decay.
Yep.
If you don't continue playing.
And then the fourth and final thing is the online community. Because it's hard to pin down. You can't control someone might say, they said in this article, but you can, however, retroactively moderate or punish someone because of that. That's what the category is targeting, and that it's with games without no protections. So if you don't have that in an online game, it gets a PEGI 18. If you have no way to punish players for abusive voice or video or text.
Oh, no.
And so these 4 categories, their updates are coming, like the revamps are coming in June.
That's really fast. Because, I mean, I know that there are some games that have like moderated and censored voice chat, but like it's fairly rare as far as I know. The only one I know that has is Overwatch, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. Like, even if it's literally you can get banned later, like League's banning system for people reporting you type situation, I think would count here. The way I'm reading it. Because it's saying that if there's no way for you to punish people who do it or moderate, you need to either be able to moderate them or punish them. If you can't do either of that for your video and chat, voice and text chat, you'll get an 18 plus.
That's a lot, because I don't know how difficult that technology is to implement. It sounds expensive, just because like having to, record or track what people are saying and have it be usable in case you need it to moderate. Like that doesn't sound cheap. That doesn't sound like anyone can just do if you're trying to make a multiplayer game with voice chat.
They seem pretty reasonable from what I was reading. Big thing is going to be, loot boxes being 16 plus. That's going to be the big one. And then making sure that chats are monitored.
What about in-game ads? Is that in there?
I don't think it's anything on in-game ads. But let me check.
I'm surprised that that no one really talks about that. It's still wild to me. It's mostly the sports games, but
yeah, the sports ones of it. I was trying to think of another example, but I could only come up with the sports games.
It's really just those ones that have them.
But they're like pretty
terrible.
egregious.
Yeah. I remember first hearing about it, I was like, there's no way that's real. But no, it's real. I don't know how effective PEGI ratings are. Does it affect like how you can sell your game in any way, or how you can market it? Like, how does that? I don't even know how that really works.
No, but I'd assume it's the same. Like in movies, all the horror movies now are rated PG-13 in America.
Yeah.
Not because they should be, but because they'll remove and cut stuff out until it is, just because it allows for more ticket sales. That's literally it. That's why you see a bunch of horror movies with no blood, no nothing. They are literally there so they can get more bang for their buck.
That's why the
Even
the
if it's
Joker
at a
movie was so
detriment.
crazy, because it made so much money despite being rated M.
Yeah. Rated M.
Or, the equivalent.
Joker, rated M for mature.
Rated M for me. I'm so glad I didn't see the second one. Oh my gosh.
Me too.
All right,
beautiful. Are we good?
I think
Yep.
I think that's it.
I'm only just.
Wonderful. Thank you. What?
I was just trying to see if I could find anything on like what PEGI ratings like limit if they do in any capacity. Because I am not.
My
familiar.
mom says I can't buy Grand Theft Auto.
You shouldn't.
It's Peggy.
You have
12.
to ask your mom. You probably shouldn't.
Dude, I'm so mad because like when I was a kid, I was not allowed to play Grand Theft Auto, right? And I have two siblings that are much younger than me, right? And she doesn't care anymore. Like they are playing way worse games younger than I was now. Oh my god, never mind. Well, and the episode.
Are you the oldest?
Huh?
You're not the oldest, are you?
Oh, by a lot. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I have my daughter and my son, and she's a lot older than he is. I babied the heck out of her. With him, I don't care. Like he can just run around and smash into stuff. Like I already did. I put everything into that first one. Her room was pink, painted perfectly. She had unicorn stuff everywhere. He's got like a box. No, I mean, not really, but it's definitely not like this. Like you realize how much money and effort and all this stuff was not wasted, but like unnecessary on a kid that won't remember anything, like
Yeah.
she had like a big ass first birthday party with all kinds of family. He just had some cake and he was just as happy, like it's you just do stuff differently on your second or third kids. So
Oh my gosh. That was
not
so
your
mad.
fault is what I'm trying to tell you, and it's not their fault either. It's just parenting.
No, it's just I remember. Well, luckily quote unquote. I had older step siblings that were allowed to play those games. I would just when they were at school or something, I would just play their games.
Oh, so none of this was even a problem.
No,
Did you say
it's the principle of the matter, damn it.
But did you ever save over their saves?
No, are you crazy? Oh my god, I would have gotten beat up because they were also much older than me.
You could have learned a day.
Dude, I remember playing Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi, and I knew Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta was like the GOAT. He was so easy to play, and he was so busted. But my older brother didn't know that, so I would just whoop him. And he was like 11 years older than me, and he'd get mad. he would get angry.
You ready to get beat up by a child?
Yeah. Eventually, he figured it out, and he just picked the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta too, and then I would get my ass whooped. But it was fun while it lasted.
You're going to the trash
Wonderful.
can this time.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all so much for listening. If you made it this far, please leave a like and a 5 stars on iTunes and Spotify. I don't know what their rating systems are, but go there. Go leave a thing. Thank us for our hard work and effort. If you have any questions or comments, leave them on the video, or feel free to hit us up at giantenemycrabpod@gmail.com. We actually really appreciate all the interaction. Not in like an engagement bait kind of thing, but like it's just cool to see what people's opinions are on stuff. Yeah. Maybe argue a little. I get mad because I want to argue. People leave a like comment in the shorts, and I'll be like, okay, so like let's talk about it, and then they never return, and I'm like, what the. Like, I wanted to talk about this. You felt it was important enough to say something, and now you don't want to, like, even regard the fact that I replied to you? Is that what people do on YouTube? They just, like, never go back to a video? They just leave a comment, and they just, like, they drop a turd and walk away?
Meta. It's clearly working. You're upset.
I'm not upset about the comment. I'm upset about the lack of, I don't know, critical discussion that I could have, I guess. I want to know what makes the mind tick for these other gamers. So I want to know what makes your mind tick. Drop a comment. I'll argue with you. Anyway, we'll catch you next week. Go check out our other episode we're going to be releasing. And also go, if you have 5 hours, go watch that interview. It's really good.
It is really good.
And also go wishlist The Legend of California on Steam. I have I'm actually really hyped. Try to get into that alpha playtest, because if none of us do, then maybe you can let us know how it goes. Until then, we will catch you next time. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Later.